There it is. Okay, let me do this. Got that up and running. I got that coming. Nope, don't need all of that. Come on, channel, kick in, kick in. There you go. Let's see what we got here. Yep, everything is good. Good there. Good there. I got all these screens up in front of me. Okay. Hello, successionaires, and welcome to the national TV and conference call talk show, The Road to Success. I'm your host, Professor William Murray. And as always, the God in me greets and blesses the God in you. And of course, you know, this show is to teach you, guide you, educate you, and give you answers to questions you may have, and give you the opportunity, you know, to learn, question, talk. You can go, you talk to us live. You can do it on social media because we're on 7 different sites right now at the same time. And like I always tell you, if you learn something, teach us. If you know something, tell us. Because truth be told, if you stay with us, you'll see a difference in your life, your mindset, and your business. I try to make this always a learning experience. I have some of the top experts in various fields to come on as guests, and tonight is definitely no different. I just always tell you to share this out. Take this and share it out. And subscribe. Because, see, that gives me power on social media. So subscribe and share this out. Always share, share, share. Because when you do that, you don't realize you're blessing those who don't know about the show and get a chance to tune in. And it also gives a blessing to me and the show. So I'm asking you just tune in. I'm asking you to share out. I'm asking you to subscribe to the channels that I'm on. I can't get it to come up. Boy, I tell you, the gremlins are working on me this evening. I don't know if I better get on Facebook. It's not letting me. Okay, that's okay. I'm on all the other channels. And this evening, I've got the privilege of introducing you to the most beautiful, spirited woman I think I'm almost ever met. I just love this woman and her mother. So it was love at first meeting when I met them back in 2011. Oh, no, it was 2000 and, what was it, 2018. 2018. Kamaria T. Richmond's Journey, Epitomes, Resilience, and Transformation. Based in the Washington metropolitan area, she holds a bachelor's in radio, television, film from the University of Maryland with a minor in African American Studies. In 2011, she began her podcasting journey, launching the Stroke Diva Fabulous Show. This platform has evolved into a dynamic space where she spotlights entrepreneurs, and individuals from diverse backgrounds worldwide, offering insights and guidance. In 2018, she had the role of social producer and host of the award-winning Ed Brown Show, which was based in Bowie, Maryland, to her extensive portfolio. In 2023, Kamaria, she recently joined the Black Door Society, LLC, a prominent professional network for women of color, further solidifying her commitment to advancing the success of women in business and entrepreneurship. Kamara's story combines personal resilience, professional success, and a deep commitment to empower others to overcome obstacles and achieve their dreams. Her journey encompasses media, health, culture, entrepreneurship, making her a sought-after voice on a wide range of engaging topics. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my guest, Miss Kamaria Richmond. How we doing, beautiful lady?
Hello, Professor Mary. How are you? Thank you for having me. And you know, me and Mom love you too.
Well, it's always a pleasure and a joy whenever we get together or get a chance to see each other or be on the same show. And that's how I met you. I met you on the award-winning Ed Brown Show.
Absolutely. And you said 2018, but we started with Mr. Brown in 2014. So I think we met earlier than 2018.
Okay. You're right. But see, my mind that can't go back that far and remember the dates.
I know. As we were talking, you were like, "You've never been on my show, but you have. You've been on the Stroke Diva Fabulous show."
Yes. Tell us about your show that you have, Diva Fabulous.
Well, actually, the stroke started in 2011. And I guess I'll kind of backtrack. I had a stroke in 2004. And so I spent many years in therapy. But when I graduated from college, I ended up doing something completely different. I ended up going into fashion. But after the stroke, one of my dear friends and sorority sister, Ananda Leek, she said, KT, there's still a lot of things you can do. She's like, why don't you get back into media? Because we had both been doing it. And she said, I'll start a show for you. And for a year, you can shadow me. I'll be your producer. And after that year, you can just go ahead and take it over. So she came up with the name, the Stroke Diva Fabulous Show, because she said, you've had a stroke, but you're still fabulous.
And you're a diva.
A good diva, a good diva.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
And so that's how it started. It's really been part of my cognitive therapy because, after having the stroke, I had to learn how to do so many things over again. And so it's really been an integral part of my therapy, as well as she was like, KT, we need to keep you connected. And so social media, was still early in those years. And so she's like, if you want to stay connected to folks, you're going to have to get online, and I'm going to help you do that. And so she did that for me, and the stroke has been going on ever since.
And the thing is, too, people think that you got to be old. The stroke is for old people, but you were very young when you had your stroke.
Yes, I was 37, and it wasn't on my radar at all, but this was in 2004. And I had been sick a lot that year. It started off with, something with my thyroid. And a few months later, I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis. And then a few months later after that, I had the stroke. And so, I was working a lot. I was traveling a lot. I was busy, just, living my best life then. And they still don't know what the causes are, but I think it was probably a combination of, a new illness on the rise, work and pressure and travel and just living.
Let me ask you a question. What made you, as a stroke survivor, what inspires you to share your story?
Well, part of what I love to do on my show is share people's stories. And it starts with just loving sharing mine because so many people from the beginning have said, you are just a walking testimony, a walking miracle. Now, I had to have speech therapy, vision, occupational, physical. I've had all the therapies, and I'm still doing a lot of cognitive therapy. And so just by sharing my story, I do it in hopes that it inspires someone or helps someone just to move it forward. And so to me, sharing our stories is very important, which is what I love to do on my show as well.
You know what they say, that which does not kill you only makes you stronger.
Absolutely.
And the stroke made you and showed you how strong you really, really were.
Absolutely. Because when you're young and healthy, nothing really bothers you.
Yeah, I know that's right.
And when you have a health challenge, that really shakes you to your core. And having a stroke and having to learn how to do the basics all over again, yeah, you really do find the resilience and and strength. Whitney Houston's song, "I Didn't Know My Own Strength." Well, when you go through a challenge like that, you do learn exactly who you are.
Well, we take so much stuff for granted until it slaps you in the face with reality. And that's what's happening, like the health situation I'm going through. Ain't no way in the world you could have ever told me I'll be going through what I'm going through now, because I've been healthy my whole life. I don't even catch a cold. I don't have arthritis or nothing. And then to have what's going on with me now, no way in the world you could have ever told me I'll be going through what I'm going through right now.
I know, but the one thing about you is that I know you eat right. I know
Yes.
you exercise. I know you're healthy and you stay engaged. So all of those things are going to help you along the way for sure.
Well, I'm finding out really how strong I am now at my older age, because I'm like you were. I'm a goer. I got to be on the go doing something. If I'm awake, I got to be doing something. I can't just sit idle. I'm running here, I'm running there, doing this, just like you were doing.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely. And I think, and maybe that was part of my lesson, was just to, slow down.
slow down.
Slow down. You don't have to be doing, 24/7. You can take time, to rest and have some reflection. But, life now is even busier with all that we have with social media.
But hey, what's that? It ain't on your feet all the time and going 100 miles an hour. Like this show. I gave it up for a year because I was trying to, get myself together.
Wow.
And then I got so bored. Oh my God. I said, I got to go back on, because of boredom. Because I'm limited now where I couldn't hardly get out the house much, couldn't do much. And, but now this show is kind of a lifesaver for me. It give me something to do. I'm an information junkie.
Yes.
So all I do is read and study, read and study, read and study. Because I've got to teach my people how to survive.
Yes.
Because this cruel out here. This world is cruel, especially for people of color.
It is. And, I was just talking to a friend last week, and I was just saying, with all of the advancements that has happened over the last 50 years, and we have technology and we have, these mega churches, and we have all these different things to help give people space and grace, but we just seem to be going backwards. So,
I look at it because I knew when I was growing up and had to go to had to go to church. The church always did something for the community.
yes.
I'm looking at these churches now. Got these people got these mega churches, and nowhere around them do they open up a supermarket, a learning center, or things like that we need as a community. It's like it's all individual.
Yes.
It's just for right there, and the minister praying for all they wanted is for the money. I had one time I was speaking to one minister, and I said, man, why come y'all aren't doing this and doing that, doing that? And I said, why don't you bring me in and let me teach people how to build and grow? He says, because then you might be my competition.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm thinking, whoa.
That's interesting. Wow.
I'm going to be your competition. Now, ain't that a hell of a thing? You should have a school around you. You should have a supermarket around you. And what do you do with all the money that the people give every month, every week? Because this country, every Sunday, they collect millions of dollars. And the community is still just as poor as if they weren't there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's
So
why you have the perfect title, Millionaire Mastermind.
Yeah, I'll be trying to give them that. Like I say, people ask me, well, are you a millionaire? Well, the answer to that is yes. But to be a millionaire, in my case, is not centered around money.
Yes.
Mine is centered around attitude, spirit, and mindset.
Yes.
So it's not always about money, because like I say, a lot of people that are rich got all this money, doing all this stuff, and then they had to end up spending all that money and all that stuff on being healthy, getting healthy, because they get sick because they've done so much wrong to their bodies for so long. But in a situation like you having had a stroke, you had to start all over again, and you got and with the lessons you had to learn and changing your life and your lifestyle.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a big yeah, that was a big one
That's a big one.
for sure. I mean, now and I still have challenges, but when you've been an avid reader and you have to learn how to read again, which is still challenging for me, and how to write, and you take those things for granted. But when you have learning how to write a check, and how to go grocery shopping, and how to pick up a phone. Well, now it's easy because we have these smartphones.
Yeah. Well, smartphones were made to most people who are dummies.
Right.
So they call them smartphones to make them feel good. But I mean, to some of us, it's really reality. It's true fact.
Yes, and now we have all the different apps to kind of help us along the way, and those things have really helped me. In the beginning, spending hours trying to do research on everything. Now, because of technology, it's really helped me along my journey, for sure.
Because in your case, you were just like a newborn. You had to learn how to do everything.
Yes.
Although, like me, I'm going through the process of learning how to walk.
Yes.
Who ever thought as much active and much running around as I was doing? And I'm up and now trying to learn how to walk.
Yes, and walking is not easy. I mean, once I left the hospital, I had a walker for a while, and as time went on, I was able to start doing some exercises, and but those are just things you take for granted when you're healthy.
Yeah, because in my case, like me now, I got to be very careful. There's a lot of exercise I can't do the basic things. Do you know I can't even shake my head yes and no, because it might bring on an episode of because I and I got to be careful. how I move, and all of that. Because last time I had a major session, I was at the gym in a what's those exercises called? Uh,
Were you on the treadmill or the?
no, I was doing a cardio, something like cardio.
Okay.
And wow, man, that session hit me and knocked me for a loop. All I could do is grab a hold of a trash can because I knew I was going to upchuck.
Wow.
And then after a while, they had to rush me to they had to take me to the hospital, and that's rough. That room was going 1,000 miles an hour.
Wow.
Vertigo, whoa, that is something I would not wish. It's like if you ever been seasick, multiplied 10 times. That's how vertigo feels.
Wow. Well,
And for
that
and
sounds really
that slowed me down.
prayer.
I mean, that just knocked me off
Yeah.
for a loop.
Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that, but like
Well,
I told you, we're gonna keep it in prayer.
yeah, keep it in prayer, baby. Like I said, I'm gonna beat this. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna let it stop me from doing. I mean,
Yeah.
I know I'm limited. I ain't no fool now. But see, sitting here in my studio with beautiful people like you, you know, I'm pimping. I got that glide in my stride.
Good. Don't lose it.
Oh, if I did that, then I wouldn't be me. I'm still me. It's
Yeah.
just I can't play I can't go on the tennis court no more. I can't do the exercises and stuff that I like to do. Out there doing. I just gotta be careful. I just went from 100 miles an hour down to 50. I still get there.
That's okay. That's the important thing is that you still get there. And that's, for anyone that's going through any type of health challenge, that's what I suggest, just keep it moving as best you can. Keep it
Well,
moving.
now we talking about because you went through it. I mean, you just like me. You were just like a baby starting all over again.
Hmm.
How did you maintain a positive mindset? I know you got that beautiful woman to stand behind you, your mother. So, but how did you maintain and keep a positive mindset?
The in the beginning, well, the thing is, I always laugh and say, with when you have a stroke and your memory just kind of goes a little haywire. I don't remember if I ever had a bad day. That's one of the beauties of your memory. I don't know if I had a bad day. I do just remember thinking that I wanted to continue to live and to get better and to see or become the best version of myself. And when you go through any type of challenge, my mother was my healthcare advocate, and I had a strong support system from my family members and from my friends and my church community. And so if you have a support system, you can be positive, whether it's prayer or meditation, um, just focusing on gratitude, I think helped me stay positive because I was in spaces with folks, in the hospital and I had so much therapy and I was in so many parts of so many different organizations, trying to get better, where people that did not have a support system really
Mm.
did not get the care that they deserved. For me, I had, my mom was there every step of the way. And so I had family, I had friends. Everyone was showing up for me all the time, but not everyone has that. And so if you don't have that, it's easy to get depressed and to say, well, with me, life isn't worth living. But when you are surrounded by your loved ones, it makes all the difference in the world.
It does, love. Like I say love almost cures anything
Absolutely. Absolutely.
because I know she did things. I mean, she birthed you, she raised you, she taught you how to use a spoon and a fork. So I mean, all that's love. All that's love. And now she has that turn around and do it again. But she didn't do it and regret it. She
Right.
did it out of love, and love sure makes it a lot easier.
It does. It does. Yeah, her whole world changed. She was my mom was working. She was out of state, and so her whole life changed. She had to come back and take care of me. And the beauty of that is because our family is so close. You know, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my dad. You know, my friends that I've had for 30 plus years. You know, when everyone pitches in to do a little something, it makes it, you know, it takes some of the stress off. It's not easy for the caregiver, not at all. But when you have others to kind of chip in, that does take off some of the pressure.
Tell us all that you can right now about strokes.
Well, for me, it started, and this was around Thanksgiving. I started having for about 3 days these massive headaches, and I didn't really get headaches. You know, I may get one every once in a blue moon, but for probably about 3 days, I had a massive headache, so bad that I ended up going to the emergency room on I think it was a Sunday morning, and I got up at the crack of dawn, and I'm not an early riser, but my head was killing me. And when I went to the hospital, now I know this now, I didn't know this then, that I had been there for about 4 hours. I had been vomiting. I had been doing all these different things. I had no memory of that. One of my friends is a doctor, and she just happened to look at my file, and she asked me these questions. I was like, oh, I don't remember. All I remember them telling me is that I'm having migraines, and, you know, take this pill every 4 hours until the migraine goes away. And so every 4 hours, I was, you know, my head was just throbbing, and I was just taking, you know, taking this pill. But then in 2004, someone coming into the emergency room at the age of 37 saying, oh, I have a really, you know, really throbbing headache. They weren't looking for strokes. You know, now we know that it can happen to you at any age. You can be a child or you can be elderly. So, you know, that part has, you know, we've gotten more resources to understand these things. But for me, that's how it started, with this massive headache. And I can remember, you know, clear as day, the day that it happened. I was up till probably about 3 or 4 in the morning. I was watching Denzel Washington's Man on Fire, and I went to send an email to a friend of mine, and I couldn't read or write. And I was like, why can't I read or write right now? I must be really tired. It's time to go to sleep. And I was unconscious for about 18 hours. And so,
Wow.
you know, some of the warning signs, and, you know, and I looked up some things just so I could be prepared for you. So people can familiarize themselves with what they are calling now FAST, FAST, which is face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time of, you know, then it's time to call emergency. And so, because for me, I was by myself, there was no one to be able to check all those signs. So if you're by yourself, you don't know, oh, I think I'm having a stroke. Your mind is just saying,
you don't feel good.
Yeah, I don't feel good. I'm really, really tired, you know. And when the ambulance, the drivers and the first responders, you know, burst into my room, I was thinking, what in the world? What are these people doing in my apartment right now? What is going on? And, you know, I could see my aunt was crying, and they were slapping me, and I'm like, what? What is going on right now? So, you know, if you're by yourself, you're not going to necessarily think of, oh, I'm having a stroke. But if you are around someone and you see the face drooping, or someone complains of weakness in the arm, you know that it's time to call 911. And it's best if you can get there within the first 3 hours. For me, because I lived alone, and I lived in Virginia at the time, so no one was near me.
Mm.
it was just by the grace of God that I lasted 18 hours, and I could hear one of my friends, the friend that I had sent the email to, I could hear her banging on my apartment door. And I was like, what is Noelle doing? Does she know what time it is? I'm not answering that. So I'm having all these conversations in my head, not really knowing what was going on. So
the first time I had to go to the hospital was in December when I had a vertigo episode.
wow.
And I spit up for 24 hours.
Wow.
I mean, I couldn't even drink water. It wouldn't even stay down. And when I called my doctor, it started at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I called him about 12, and he called me back. It wasn't about 2 or 3 o'clock. He says, get to the hospital because you could have a stroke behind what's going on in your body. That scared the hell out of me.
Yes.
And we dialed 911 and told him, come get me. Take me to the hospital. My wife was a nervous wreck because I'm trying to be brave, everything. I'm spitting up every 10 minutes. And doctors said, get to the hospital because people don't realize there are a lot of things that can cause you to have a stroke.
Yes.
As healthy as I was, and I didn't know that because I've been losing my balance on the tennis court. I know, damn, I can't go vertical no more.
Wow.
And I didn't know that it was. I didn't know that what it was, and I really didn't know for sure what it was until I went to the hospital.
Wow.
But I knew what vertigo was. So when I was having an episode, I told my wife, I'm having an episode of vertigo. Because the room didn't take off spinning a whole lot. Now, my last episode, the room went 1,000 miles an hour.
Wow.
And I was at the gym. And I told him, as soon as I started spitting up, throwing there, says, well, what you want to do? I said, 911.
Yes.
Because I know I got to go to the hospital for them to settle my system down. And then I learned the education what causes vertigo. And behind that, you can have a lot of things happen.
Yes.
Just like you with the stroke.
Yeah, I didn't know that about vertigo, and it can be associated with stroke. And I know people with vertigo, and so I know it's very serious. But yes.
And it's centered on your ear. See, in your ear, you have like a circle inside your ear. And inside that is gel. And when it gets off centered or off balance, that causes you to have vertigo session. And mine, see, I spit up because I get seasick. I can't even go on the ship. Even before that, I couldn't go on the ship. I couldn't even ride a Charles merry-go-round.
Wow.
I would get sick.
Wow.
But now I can't do absolutely nothing. If I got to be careful, I say yes or I shake my head no. I have to be careful because I don't want to get that off balance. It cause me to have a session.
Well, this means you just have to take some time for yourself.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm working on, because like I said, I'm gonna beat this. It's just a matter of time. It's happening right now. If I do everything, keep doing everything right, and now I know what it is. I still go to the gym, but I don't do exercise just will cause me to move my head or anything. Just working on my body. Just to, and walking. Some days I can't hardly lift up my legs, because I've got that vertigo is a beast, baby.
Yes.
It affects your body in more ways than just you getting dizzy spells.
Wow.
So you got to be careful with it because like I said, it could cause me to have a stroke.
Yes. And part of, things that cause stroke, it can be underlying illnesses like that. They always say, make sure you check your blood pressure on a regular basis, get regular checkups, eat right, a healthy diet, healthy exercise. Of course, exercise, that's still something I have to work on. But
it's hard.
Eating right and an exercise, all of those things help getting plenty of, adequate sleep every night. So if you have if you're not going to the doctor on a regular basis, you may have an underlying condition and you just don't know. Like for me, I was really going through it when I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis, um, and just recently, Hashimoto disease. And so all of these things that affect um, your not just your nervous system, but what's the word I'm looking for? Your immune system, anything autoimmune, you are more open and susceptible to having these kinds of episodes. So definitely, the information is out there. We have more access to the information, but definitely seeing at least your primary care on a regular basis.
On a regular basis. And I mean, 'cause I've never been to a doctor. And my wife said, look, you got to start going to get a doctor, start going to a doctor. I said, well, I'm strong, healthy, young, ain't never been sick. I eat right because, I hung around Dick Gregory for all them years and we were good friends. And, I learned diet from him and the people who were around him.
Yes.
And I knew I was good. Hey, I'm good to go. Ain't nothing wrong with me.
Yes.
And you never know. You never know.
Well, one of the other things, that I've come across is that whatever is going on, in the environment, that can also, where people now are coming up with all different kinds of diagnoses for, different kinds of diseases and ailments, but some of it can be environmental. So,
Yes.
and if you are, in an underserved area, then, where do you go? How do you find out about these things? Because we know in a lot of places, that's where, cancer is really rampant.
Yeah.
In different states, well, let me stay away from the whole political thing, but we know that, things affect us differently depending on where we live and depending on the zip code that we're in, because that also makes a difference in your healthcare.
Everyone, lines are open. If anyone have any comments or any questions, lines are open. All you have to do is just speak up. If you're on social media, post in the feed. And all you got to do if you want to talk to us live is 218-548-0510. And the PIN number is 1950#. That's 218-548-0510. PIN number 1950#. Lines are open if anyone have any questions or any comments.
And that's so cool. You have the 7 platforms up.
Yeah, I'm running. Yeah, I just wish I could see all 7 of them so I could see how many was on. Only one I can see now, I think, is Facebook.
Okay.
But it's on. It's on. See, it's automatically on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube after this is over and look at it, and there you are.
Oh, awesome.
So like I said, I have over 400 videos on YouTube because of my shows.
Awesome.
And then I also record all of my teaching sessions sometimes when I speak, so they're on there. So I mean, all the Ed Brown show when I was a guest on Ed Brown's show is on there.
Yeah, they're on my YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, and Ed and I go back to wow, years and years ago when he had the Harambe House, and he had the hotel on Georgia Avenue, 7th Street, Georgia Avenue. See, I know Ed from back then, so I knew Ed for years.
Wow. We miss him so much.
No doubt. You can't miss so much. He's someone only take their place. They'll never take take his space. They'll never take his place.
No. And I mean, when he interviewed me, I don't remember exactly how he heard about my story, but when he had me on the show, and after the show, I said, Mr. Brown, yes, I have some challenges, with my memory and some challenges with some other things. But, if you ever need anyone, if you ever need some help on the show, I would love to do it. And he said, okay, I'll see you next Wednesday. And every Wednesday,
Just like that.
every Wednesday for 4 years, my mom and I were there. And what I would do is, guests that were local that I had on my show, I would have them on Mr. Brown's show. And when he passed, and the family wanted me to continue, it was such an honor and such a privilege
It was.
to continue in his footsteps. He was such an amazing, just one of the most genuine people you will ever meet on the planet. Just selfless and giving, and he loved young people. And for him to say, I want you to continue to do this show, was just priceless. And we've just been on hiatus since COVID, so I hope we can get back to it, because
Let me know, darlings. I'll sure be your
I
co-host.
know, I know. Well, you were on many times. Things happen.
Yes.
I'm like, can you come today?
I did when you took over Ed's show. That I did a show with you on the
Yes,
Ed Brown show,
yes.
and Ed. I don't know. I can't remember how I got on his show, but he knew me, and I don't know how he got to know my information. I can't remember that. But
He was resourceful.
yeah, Ed. Like I said, Ed knew me from back in the day when we were doing things, and
Wow.
I was an activist out there leading marches and protesting and getting arrested and all that stuff, for marching and protesting. Ed knew. Ed was, he was there.
Yes.
So
Well, I mean, he definitely was a true servant leader, an activist, a loving father and uh, son. I mean, he was just, he has a wonderful family. And, his birthday is coming up next month. So,
yeah, well, I still got him. I still got him, and every year I still get on his page and wish him happy birthday because it's still up.
yes,
So
I've left it. I've left it up on Facebook.
yeah,
I think I didn't keep Twitter, but I kept it on Facebook and
yeah.
the YouTube channel. Although the YouTube channel is under Kamaria Richmond, it's mostly, I think I have over maybe 200. Was it like 200 some shows? I think like as many of his shows that I could put on there are there, and they're gonna they'll stay.
Well, he loved to have me on because especially when I was doing classes at Prince George Community College.
Yes,
And I was doing it some for the youth and for then some for the elderly. And he just loved the fact that I was educating and teaching our people of all ages how to succeed.
yes.
And he just loved it.
Absolutely. And that's something important too for your listeners and your viewers. When we met Mr. Brown, so he was in his 80s.
In his 80s, when you,
I was
yeah,
filming in 2014. Yeah, because yeah, he was in his 80s. And so whether you are a stroke survivor or you're going through uh, vertigo, or if you're aging, stay active and stay engaged.
definitely,
That will help you.
definitely.
That will help you
Now, he
on
was one heck
your
of a role
recovery.
model.
He
Yeah,
was.
he was a role model. There's no doubt about it. And see, people, I'm looking at you now and how much a role model you are because of what you do. What, let me ask you this. Can you recall when you decided to turn your stroke experience into a source of inspiration?
That was actually, when my sorority sister Ananda Leak, when she said, let's do a show for you, and I was saying to myself, well, maybe I will inspire someone to do something that's going through a health challenge. And so it really started with the show. And as I'm not the most tech savvy person, but I am trying to use all the different AI tools. I'm trying to use, I'm trying to use
Go out there and go out there and get a 7 or 8-year-old. They'll show you how to use it.
just trying to, keep up
Yeah.
with the times, just trying to do the things that I do on social media. I mean, it takes me all day, hours at a
Tell me about it.
It's
Tell me.
hours and hours trying to post and edit and to, add videos and add music, and I'm trying to do all these different things, but it is part of, if you want to continue to get better, you have to keep active and keep delving into learning something new. I had a guest today on my show, and one of the things she said was, just keep learning. Just
keep learning.
Keep learning, and that will help you on your road to recovery for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at now because I'm getting ready to try to hire some teenagers to help me revamp my show.
Yes.
Because I'm a handle over the
I'll
social
take
media
one.
part to
I'll
them.
take one. If you find a few, I'll take one.
I'm hoping because the one I had, he graduated college.
Wow.
And so that was it when he graduated, because he's with me for about 3-4 years. And then when he graduated, I say, man, I understand, brother. Go out there and make that money.
Yes. Yes.
So now I'm looking for someone, and I want a teenager. I want a teenager.
They're fast.
Or two or three, because I'm gonna build them as a group, as a company, and they're gonna be a company within my company.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna teach them how to build and grow and make money off of what they know.
Awesome. Oh,
and how that right there is profession within itself, that you can make a 6-digit, 7-digit, 8-digit salary off of.
Yes.
Because
Absolutely.
they don't know the value of what they know and do every day among themselves, how to turn it into a business.
Right. Right.
Because I tell my people, even when I had my clothing stores, you not go. I didn't bring you in here and hire you. I mean, I did hire you. I know everybody's got their own position and what I need them to do and their expertise. But I didn't bring you here to make it a career. I'm also want you to learn. I want you to learn how to have your own.
Right.
And that's the way I am. I want you to learn how to have your own.
Absolutely. That's so important.
Very.
That is so important. So important. So yeah, I'll take one of those if you.
I'm going to put the signs all over the neighborhood, and because the school bus comes down and picks up, So I told them my sign lets them know I'm in your community. Yeah. But I got to meet you. I got to meet your parents first.
Yes.
That's that. I got to meet your parents first.
Well, I mean, young people are so quick, and I know what takes me all day to do, they could probably do it, 30 minutes, an hour. They could do it.
It took me half a day the other day to put all this show together and all the advertisements I had to put out there and all the different social media sites. And I'm emailing 4,500 people. So, it took me all day. And I'm thinking, dang, I used to do this. But now it got where I know I'm slowed down because of my situation.
Right.
And sometimes I have trouble just thinking.
Right.
And figuring things out.
Right.
But like I said, it's just a matter of time. I'm gonna get somebody. There ain't no doubt.
Yeah.
So I'm telling people out there, if you have a young one and you want him to learn business and you want him to get the credit that he needs, that social credit they gotta get in school.
Yes.
All you gotta do is give me a call here at the Institute at 240-619-2019. And while I'm talking about that, give me a second. Let me do this.
Okay.
Y'all know that the show The Road to Success, I need your support. I need your financial support. For me to keep this show on the air, giving you what you need. Look at the value of what we had today. We just gave you a life-saving and $1 million worth of information. All you had to do is tune in and cost you a penny. I'm asking you to support the show. I'm asking you to donate at least $25. $25. If you want to give more, fine. And you can cash at me at $W Murray. That's $WMURRY. Or you can PayPal at paypal.me/MM Institute. That's paypal.me/MM Institute. Or you can send it to me by mail at P.O. Box 47438, District Heights, Maryland 20753. That's P.O. Box 47438, District Heights, Maryland 20753. I need your support, y'all. Most people do Cash App $W Murray because it comes instantly, and you get it. You know, you can call the Institute, and you can do it over the phone, and you get an instant receipt at 240-619-2019. Let me ask Kamara, how can people, if they want to get in touch with you or send you a message, how can they do that?
Well, they can email me at kamariarichmond@yahoo.com. So that's KAMARIARICHMOND at yahoo.com. If they want to follow me on social media, my link tree, lintr.ee/Kamaria T. Richmond. All my social media is there. So Facebook, LinkedIn, Tumblr, all the sites. X.
So that's Kamaria. That's just KAMARIA. Richmond. RICHMOND.
Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention too, that, May is Stroke Awareness Month. And so for anyone that needs more information on, anything about the stroke, just go to the American Stroke Association on the web. It's probably what American Stroke Association, probably .com or .org or something. I'm not sure, but they have a lot of, videos and resources and that kind of thing.
I didn't know that about May. I might bring you back again in May, dear. Let me check and make sure I got a day schedule where you can come in.
Okay.
Or you can look at the May schedule on a Tuesday or Friday.
Okay.
It's probably going to be at the latter part of the month, and I'll bring you back on there because that's Stroke Month, so Education Month. So I'll bring you back in May.
Okay, I'll come back for sure.
Look at the calendar and let me know. We'll talk.
Okay.
And darling, I'm telling you, this is the quickest hour of the week. Tuesdays and Fridays, and from 9 to 10. We've been going at it for almost 45 minutes.
I know. I just have to look up at my computer. I'm like, it's 9:54 p.m.
Well, you know what they say though, darling.
Fast.
Yeah, they say time flies when you're having fun. And I have, dear, I just love you so much. I just love you.
We love you too.
And your beautiful, beautiful mother. Because like I told you, it was love at first meeting.
Yes, we had an instant connection.
We did, because your spirit was just, and I see where you got your smile and that beauty and everything, that spirit from. Because your mother, you're your mother. There's no doubt about that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We love you. So thank you.
Oh,
thank you for all your support.
My chest sticking out now because I know you love me.
We do. We have told you that many times.
But we've always enjoyed each other's company.
Yes.
That's the thing. We've enjoyed each other's company.
Yes, for sure. For sure. So thank you. It's such an honor and a privilege to be on your show. So thank you. Thank you for having me back.
Well, I'm definitely going to have you back. I mean, you can bet that. You can bet that. I mean,
it's been a while.
It's the information that we're disseminating that people need to know and look at.
Yes.
Take your butt to the doctor. Even if you feel 100%, you feel great, take your butt to the doctor.
Do your annual exam, and if you feel funny, get an MRI or a CT scan, or if you feel funny, if you start feeling funny, your body is telling you something is wrong.
It talks to you. It talks to you.
Yes.
Two things talk to you every day.
Yes.
One is your spirit.
Yes.
And the other is your body.
Yes.
You better tune in and listen, because most people ignore the spirit so much that it's like a foreign language to them because they ignore it so much.
Yes,
You
that's
know, because
true.
I mean, I ain't gonna tell you how much I ignored my symptoms
Mm.
until one day it slapped me up when I hit that daggone metal pole and messed up my back and messed up my shoulder. And then I couldn't figure out why come I was losing my balance before then, because I couldn't, you know, I got where I was losing my balance on the tennis court. I couldn't move lateral. I think, what is this? Ignoring it, but I didn't know that it came from my ear, because I learned that your balance comes from two places. It's your ear and your big toe. If you lose your big toe, you gotta learn to walk again. And
Wow.
your balance is centered in your ear.
Wow. That is, I never knew that. I never knew that.
Yeah, so I mean, I got into it, baby. You know me, I'm a junkie for information.
I know.
If
I
it's happening
know.
to me, I'm going to research it, baby.
I know. And that's, the one thing is, if there's something feels funny, I am going to the doctor. So that's just that's just food for thought for anyone that's saying, oh, well, I don't feel well. It'll be okay. I'll be okay. Go have it checked.
Yeah, because they're going to check your blood pressure, your temperature, and your heart.
Yes.
But in 2017, I was good. I was feeling good. I was rolling. I was walking across the street and couldn't walk across 2 lanes. I said, what the hell is this? I ended up having triple bypass heart surgery.
That's amazing.
Had no idea.
Amazing.
Because when I went to the doctor, they said, oh, you got to have triple bypass. And they scheduled me for the next day. My main heart artery was blocked 90%.
That is amazing.
And so, like I say, God said, I ain't going to kill you yet, but I'm going to make you keep your body healthy. Because you ain't finished yet. I know what my purpose is. And God gave me my purpose. And I'm fulfilling. That's why I'm here talking to you. Because talking to you and educating the public is my purpose.
Absolutely. Thank God for you.
Yes, and darling, I want to thank you for coming on.
Yes.
And hug your mom for me.
Oh,
So
well.
I'm giving you a big hug right now.
Only, air hugs.
Yep. So and you'll be back.
Yes.
And next time, tell your mom she got to come on there too. I can have all 3 of us on the screen at the same time.
Okay, well, that might take some convincing, but
Well, no, she just stick her.
try.
So she just stick her head there, so because she knows I want to see that pretty face.
Yes.
Thank you, dear. I can't thank you enough. I've enjoyed this. Lord, this was fantastic.
Thank you.
I
Thank you so much
love
for having me.
this.
Yes, me too. Thank you for having me.
All right, darling. Until next time.
Until next time, happy Friday.
Well,
Have a great weekend. Get some rest.
Well, you can hold on while I do my closing, because you never heard me close.
Okay.
Well, everyone, y'all heard it. Miss Kamaria Richmond. And as I always tell you, if you push me, I'll pull you. If you pull me, I'll push you. It's not going to matter whether I'm pushing or I'm pulling. Y'all, we're going to get there together, and we're going to be a winner. And as you know, I always tell you that truth and fact is undefeated since the beginning of time. And the truth is, I love you. And the fact too is, and ain't nothing you can do about it. So until next time, God bless and keep working on your road to success. Until next time, everyone, God bless.